Lionel Messi is 38 years old. He turned 39 this week, and he just became the greatest World Cup goalscorer in the history of football. Not the greatest men's scorer, the greatest scorer, male or female, in the entire history of the tournament. 18 goals across 6 World Cups spanning 20 years. That number should not exist, and the story of how it got there is one of the most psychologically extraordinary things sport has ever produced. Messi now stands alone at the top with 18 World Cup goals, surpassing both Miroslav Klose's men's record of 16 and Marta's overall record of 17. He did it at an age when most footballers are retired, coaching youth teams, or appearing on television to talk about what they used to be able to do. ESPN. Here is what makes this genuinely impossible to explain with normal logic. Messi is the all-time leading goalscorer at the FIFA Men's World Cup, breaking Miroslav Klose's 12-year record. Klose held that record for over a decade. It was considered untouchable, the kind of record that gets built into football history as permanent. And Messi broke it at an age when his body should be working against everything his brain wants to do. Olympics. The 38-year-old had missed a penalty earlier in the game against Austria. He brushed off the miss, netted through his trademark finish in the 38th minute, then added a second at the death. Missing a penalty in front of a world watching you chase history, then scoring anyway? Twice? That is not normal human behavior under pressure. That is something else entirely. Al Jazeera. The football world has spent 15 years arguing about whether Messi or Ronaldo is the greatest player alive. That argument has produced more heat than almost any debate in sport. But this World Cup has done something to that argument that no amount of statistics ever could. It has shown what both of them are doing at an age when the argument should be completely over. Cristiano Ronaldo became the first player to score at 6 different World Cups, doing so at 41 years and 138 days old. He also became the oldest player with a multi-goal game at the World Cup, breaking the record set by Lionel Messi at this same tournament. 2 players, both in their 40s or approaching it, both breaking records that were supposed to be impossible, both still here when everyone else from their generation is long gone. ESPN. To understand why this is happening, you have to understand what elite sport does to the human body over time. The physical peak for a professional footballer is somewhere between 24 and 28 years old. That is when speed is highest, recovery is fastest, and the body can absorb the punishment of a full season without breaking down. By 33, most elite players are in managed decline. By 38, the conversation is about legacy, not performance. Messi and Ronaldo did not get that message, and the reason they did not is not just physical, it's psychological. Both players have built their entire identity around being the best, not around being good, not around being respected, around being the best. And when your identity is that specific and that absolute, retirement becomes a form of death that the mind refuses to accept for as long as the body allows. There is also something happening at this World Cup that goes beyond individual records. Players aged 40 or older have made 10 appearances at the 2026 World Cup, more than in any other prior edition. The generation of players who came through in the mid-2000s and transformed what football looked like has simply refused to leave. They are still here, still performing, still breaking records that younger players have not yet reached. ESPN. Messi's specific record also comes with a context that makes it even more remarkable. He had not even committed to playing the tournament in North America until the last moment, dealing with a hamstring niggle in the build-up. He almost wasn't here. The record that footballers and historians will talk about for generations almost did not happen because of a muscle problem in the weeks before the tournament. That is how close history came to being different. Al Jazeera. Scoring against Austria means Messi became just the third player in World Cup history to score in 6 consecutive games, after France's Just Fontaine in 1958 and Brazil's Jairzinho in 1970. The other 2 players who achieved that did it over half a century ago, in a completely different era of football against completely different levels of opposition with completely different demands on their bodies. Sky Sports. What Messi is doing right now in North America in 2026 is not just a football story. It's a story about what a human being can refuse to accept, about what happens when the mind absolutely will not allow the body to give in, about what 18 goals at a World Cup actually means when you understand the full 20-year journey it took to get there. He missed the penalty this week. He scored twice anyway. He's 38 years old. He's the greatest World Cup scorer in history, and Argentina still have matches to play. The game has not changed. You have. Welcome to FIFASect.